I'm Advitya Sharma. I'm one of the founders of Housing.com, and I'm really excited to be here today. Housing has been started by a group of 12 people from IIT Bombay, and the lesser known thing that all of us founders have in common is that we all come from small towns and villages of the country. मैं जम्मू से हूँ, and while I was growing up, one person heavily influenced me, and that was my grandfather. And my grandfather was a writer and a poet. He even won the National Sahitya Academy Award. And he was a little mad. No, seriously, he was thode se pagal the wo, right? He had this crazy passion for writing, all right? And even ghar pe, we have a joint family, so we would have one huge bungalow kind, not huge, but bungalow. And he would have a separate room which nobody was allowed to enter, and he would just lock himself when he wanted to write, okay? And he would not come out of the room. And even when my grandmother, my dadi, she wanted to give him food, she would have to put it out and he'd take it if he wanted to. And sometimes this would go on for days and days, and everybody in the family, and I'm just 7 years old at that point of time, and everybody in the family is waiting when he will come out, right? And I think one time after some 22 odd days, he dashed out of the room and he was holding these sheets of paper and he had a smile on his face. And soon what I would see is that these sheets of paper would become a play that is being aired on DD National, All India Radio, even DD US. I didn't know why they wanted to play it in the US, but they did. And although as a child I could not understand his creative process of what all chaos he must have been doing in his room, but I realized that to do something great, you need to love what you're doing. And I remember telling my dad that day that मैं सिर्फ वही चीज़ करूँगा जिससे मुझे प्यार है. And that's what I've tried to do. So I remember this so clearly. It was my final semester at IIT Bombay. We had all gotten placed. मेरी day one job लगी थी consulting company में. And we were just sitting in our hostel room and just discussing on when is our project ending, when are we going to join the job, so on and so forth. And because I was from Jammu, I never really had to worry about searching for a place to stay. So it suddenly, this realization hit me that from now onwards and every 11 months, we'll have to worry about searching for a place to stay. So we started very early. मुझे तो पता भी नहीं था who is a broker. I didn't even know who a broker was. I thought he's just a guy who is helping us out. वो आता है दरवाज़ा खोलता है बोलता है देख लो. And I thought for helping us, in the end I'll maybe tip him 500 rupees. I was too naive back then. So within the first few days we realized that boy, this is going to be a nightmare. And then we had heard about some old websites which we could use in our search process, and they're the usual suspects, the 99 Acre and the Magic Bricks. So I started going through these platforms, and okay, so we have this internal joke in the company. I'll tell it to you guys, but only if you keep it a secret. Okay? So we call these platforms Orkut of real estate. Okay? So what you could do essentially is you could just post a fake listing, right? And I, in my search, had gone so mad that I found a 3 BHK in Bandra West for 15,000 rupees rent. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, ये लोग क्यों बोलते हैं Bombay की real estate महंगी है? I'll get a 3 BHK next to Salman Khan's house for 15,000 bucks. So in all my excitement, I decided to call the broker. And तो वो मेरे को क्या बोलता है, he says, वो अद्वित्य जी ये जो आप घर देख रहे हैं ये आज ही मैंने निकाला है बाहर, मेरे पास और ऐसी बहुत सारी प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं, आप बैंड्रा आ जाइए. I was still naive. I went to Bandra. And the kind of pathetic properties that guy showed me made me never want to live in Bandra again. He sort of broken buildings, dripping roofs. It turned out he didn't even have a 3 BHK. उसके पास सिर्फ 1 or 2 BHKs थे. And although after like 50, 60 days, we eventually found something that we liked, but the only thought that kept on coming back to us again and again and again was that this problem has existed for a very long time now. I remember talking to a senior of mine, and he also told me that it took him 50, 60 days to find a house. We also went through the same problem. And if nothing was done about it, even our junior batches would face this problem, right? And so I think all we wanted was a powerful tool that we would have loved to use, and we would have loved to share it with our friends. And the more we kept on thinking about it, the more we realized that maybe we are the best guys to go ahead and do this. We have the right skills, and we are very passionate about this freaking problem that we've been facing for the last 60 to 70 days. So all of us got back again to the same hostel room, and I think we had a night out. I really don't remember what all we discussed. But by morning, we had sent out our resignation letters, and we decided to take a leap of faith and start our own company. And so this is, I think, March of 2012. But although we were very excited that we are going to build a product that will revolutionize a very complicated industry like real estate, but the sad part was that whoever I spoke with, whether it was my seniors, whether it was my batchmates, whether it was people who were working in companies with a good amount of work experience, even my family, everyone told me not to do it. Everyone told me that being an analyst at a consulting firm is the best that I could do at this age. You know what I said? I said it doesn't matter. If you are willing to work hard and you have the right passion, it doesn't matter whether you're a first-time entrepreneur or a serial veteran, you can go ahead and build a company with a bold vision. And that's what we've tried to do with housing.com over the last 3 years. And I remember it was the first year, so we realized that because most of the other guys, what they were doing is वो एक इसको धंधे की तरह, एक business की तरह they were treating this space. And we realized that if we want to go ahead and solve this problem, we will have to innovate at a product level. So I remember, the first whole year of the company, we spent a lot of focus on the product. मुझे याद है मैं जब एंजल इन्वेस्टर से मिलने जाता था तो बोलते थे ठीक है यार तुम लोग आईआईटी के हो, कुछ टेक वेक लोग हो, तुम्हें कोड करना तो आता ही होगा, इसमें बड़ी चीज़ क्या है, right? But we knew that we need to focus a lot on building the product, and housing.com is India's first map-based real estate portal where we give people authentic information of every single house. We have a team of data collectors who go and visit every single house. They take photos of the house, they note down small details like table kitne hai, chairs kitne, air conditioners kitne, balconies kitne, a total of 100 data points of every single house, and then we push it live onto the platform. So we eventually got Zishan Hayat and Harish Chawla to invest close to around about $750,000 into us just after we launched. This is July of 2012. And so after we sort of solved the problem in Mumbai, we realized that हमारे website पे, हमारे platform पे, there aren't many houses. And when we were going to raise our second round of funding, which eventually came from Nexus Venture Partners, Helion Venture Partners, and Qualcomm Partners of $20 million, that is the same thing that they asked us. कि यार ये ठीक है, website तो अच्छी दिख रही है, but इस पे घर ही नहीं है, right? And so we focused a lot on then building a lot of supply. And I'm so happy to tell you guys this, that एक साल पहले, we were doing 300 houses a day. That is the time when even I would have a DSLR camera on my neck and I would go and take photos of houses. And today, we just did 12,000 houses per day. So we've grown 40 times in a year. So we used the second round of funding of around $20 million and invested in building supply and continuously refining our product. Then something very interesting happened to me in November of last year. I met with SoftBank. It was a 15-minute meeting, and the only thing I could hear was, okay, there is a product, there is supply, but nobody knows you. There are these big corporate giants from InfoEdge, 99 Acre, Times Group, Magic Breaks, and nobody knows you. You're just a bunch of 20-year-old kids. Then we said, okay, we'll go ahead and build a brand. And I have never felt so proud of myself and my team that not only in the history of online real estate has a company created a brand in just 3 months, but in the history of the whole online ecosystem has a brand been created in just 3 months. We used to get, in February, just before launching our brand, we used to get close to around about 40 lakh people coming onto our platform every month. And in 3 months, this number has grown to 1 crore 40 lakh per month, right? And we're not going to stop here. We're definitely not going to stop here. At the core, housing.com is about building innovative products that help solve problems in real estate. And just the last thing that I'd want to share with you all, a few months ago, we launched Slice View. It is a 3D, it's the world's first online home booking platform, all right? We said that if people can buy jewelry online, people can buy books online, people can buy grocery online, why can't they buy a house online? And so we said we'd want to try or attempt that. And we launched this with Tata Value Homes, he's a developer, and it's bolte na fat gaya sab kuch. In 5 days, we ended up selling 120 houses. That's close to 60 crore rupees turnover for the developer. And I'll tell you the most interesting part of this. So we were supposed to start the campaign at 6 a.m. in the morning. It got a little delayed and it launched at 6:30. मैं obviously जगा हुआ था तब. And at 6:40 a.m., a house got sold. I'm like, wow. And मैं और deep जाता हूँ उसमें, तो I see that the house got sold to a guy sitting in Arizona in the US. Okay. I called the guy and I said, sir, मैं housing का founder बोल रहा हूँ, आपने Arizona से घर खरीदा है, Bangalore में, कुछ गलती तो नहीं हुई है? So he said, no. The product that you guys have built, so he said, I've been in the US for I think last decade. I don't visit India very often, and I've been wanting to invest in the Bangalore market for the last few years, and I've never been able to go there and visit. And looking at your product, I did a lot of research, I got my family in, and we just decided that we'll go ahead and book it. So thank you, and I hope you continue bringing these amazing products for all of us across the globe. And that is the time when I realized, it took me 3 years to realize why I'm doing this. I'm never going to meet that guy in Arizona or his family, but I know a developer sitting in our company writing a little bit of code is helping so many millions and millions of people across the world. And that is why I get up every morning. And hopefully the next few years are going to be as exciting as hell. Thank you so much.